Sing along if you know it.
Sunny afternoon, twist my arm and keep me howling at the moon. If I could have it my way, your eyes would be my fate. You don't think about me, baby, in that way. You took me down the side tracks and knew the right way to take back. Oh, what you had and what is mine, you got your eyes and rock the blood of all my sweet time. Dropping, crackling, and flat, kicking up, I see the red. Walk down by it, don't mind. Walk away from me and don't look back. Holding on to me, sing with happy, just won't die. Some sick evergreen. I sing my heart in a crowded bar for the audience of one, trying not to throw my hands your way. Easier said than done. I knew the right way to take back. Oh, what you had and what you mind, you had to have another back. Oh, all my sweet time, dropping, crackling, and flag, kicking that was in the right. Walk down by it, don't mind. Walk away from me and don't look back.
Yeah. Sorry for the technical difficulties, y'all. We're running this live, so there might be a few hiccups. We're all trying our best. All right. Well, hello, everyone, and welcome to this year's Senior Salute again.
Oh.
My name is Sam, and I, along with
Anaya,
Avik, have some good news and some bad news for you guys.
Oops, I don't know what's going on with Avik, but the bad news is you are stuck with us for the rest of the show. And as we are seeing continuously tonight, and of course not in the rehearsal, there may be some technical difficulties, so please bear with us. But the good news is you can lower your volume, turn us off for a while, maybe grab a snack, and we'll never even know. But of course, as I mentioned before, there are prizes, so.
All right. Firstly, we'd like to thank all of our performers. Thank you to PF LASA. Thank you to everyone joining us online live. We are very lucky to have a few talented members of the LASA class of 2020 joining us tonight, including our house band, Fits of Pleasure.
You are welcome to Virtual Hall Walk or scroll on Instagram. And yeah, I'm talking to you, Mr. Sharp. If you choose to please stay, utilize the chat functionality to share opinions or crack jokes, but please keep it PG-13.
We're first going to start off with a video. You may notice the bizarre quarantine haircuts, so prepare your eyes for those. This is LASA in words.
If I had to describe LASA in one word, torture.
Thrilling.
Crazy.
Abnormal.
Fun.
Energetic.
Dumpster fire.
Friendship. Traumatizing.
Interesting.
Wonderful.
Purple.
Formative.
Unexpected.
It takes a village.
Unforgettable.
Sleep deprived.
Challenging.
Memorable.
Reasonable.
Majestic.
Perseverance.
Whack.
Informative.
Cortisol.
Fortitude.
Boomin'.
Unusual.
Inspiring.
Ultimate.
Anticlimactic.
Growth.
Constructive.
Empowering.
Bang energy.
Tumultuous.
Growth.
Inspiring.
Critical.
Unforgettable.
Booming.
One word I would use to describe my LASA experience is igniting.
For science!
Important.
Transformative.
Chronic sleep deprivation. Procrastination.
Opportunities.
Unpredictable.
Surprising.
Alright.
Think I'll just say LASA was a journey and, that's it.
Memorable.
Chaotic.
What's the word? Boomin'.
Boomin'.
Creativity.
Friends.
Memorable.
Illuminating.
Formidable.
Nocturnal.
Goofy.
I would describe LASA as unconventional.
And one word I would use to classify my LASA experience is unique.
Limitless.
Investment.
Unique.
Bill Millers.
Cool.
Egg.
Annoying. Unique.
Intellectual.
Special.
Perplexing.
Weird.
Office aid.
Memorable. Accepting.
Relaxing.
Unexpected.
If I had to sum up my LASA experience in one word, I'd call it a trial by fire.
What a great way to kick off the show.
Yeah. Now, before we begin introducing our first guest, Anaya, I have something to confess.
Oh no, Sam. What did you do?
Well, a few days before grades were finalized, I was just at LASA, altering the books, so I got my all A's. And I just happened to pick up some mementos. And we got a few others here. The college center's so empty, might as just well move in there.
Some mementos? How many? Are they all for yourself?
Well,
you're not supposed to have them.
I guess I could give some of them away.
All right. Why don't you send some of them over to me?
There we go. Let me just...
Oh my gosh. I got Mr. Lawhead's used brown t-shirt.
Yeah.
Mr. Journey's brain, I guess that was hanging from his ceiling. Some dad jokes. I guess these are Mr. Olenichek's. Oh, and look at this. I got a picture of Scout. Looks like it's signed right there. Huh. Well, those look kind of cool.
Yeah. We'll be giving away these items throughout the night. So keep a lookout and see what you can do to win these.
Now, we'd like to introduce someone to kick off the night. She's someone who would really hand out glue sticks at assemblies and call them lip balm if she could.
Does she only wish students would shut up, or does she also pray that teachers will shut up at their faculty meetings?
I'm not really sure, but I'm sure we can ask Miss Koshin and Miss Aguayo later. I've heard they give out all the teacher tea.
Heard that too. Please welcome Miss Crescenzi.
Here come Crescenzi, she come grooving up LASA. She got lots of homework and lots
Thank you, Fits of Pleasure, and thank you everyone for joining us this evening, albeit virtually, to celebrate a truly amazing group of graduating seniors. Before I say anything else, I want to especially thank the parents and families of these students. Each one is impressive and remarkable in his or her own way, and yes, some of that just comes naturally, but most of it is thanks to you. From the very first day, I knew this would be a historic class, and for better or worse, that has come to be true. This is what now, your fourth formal graduation event? No group of seniors has been more celebrated than you, and no one has deserved it more. Before I talk about my hopes for your future, I want to take a minute to reflect on the journey you took to get here. Think back to when that envelope arrived, the purple confetti falling out that signaled your acceptance to LASA. Were you excited, relieved, or unsure if this is truly the path you wanted to take for high school? Regardless of how you were feeling at the time, please know that we, the counselors and administrators involved in the application process, never had any doubts. We accepted you, we wanted you, we knew you could do it. Then freshman year started and you arrived, and all of a sudden you had to share a hallway with seniors who looked at you askance and called you the big class. Oddly enough, you were called the big class for 4 years, even though every class after you was the exact same size. You walked the halls in August and September, sometimes wondering if you would ever be able to find your way to class on time. You clung on tightly to your cliques, whether that was the soccer boys, the flock, the whale watchers, the breakthrough kids, or the spike ball boys. Regardless of whom you called friend back then, you all shared the same nervousness when you had to test your SciTech device the very first time. Remember back to sophomore year, when tragedy struck and one of your own classmates was lost to suicide. You pulled together as a class and were there for each other, but you didn't let that derail you. You determined to conquer chemistry, debate the annihilation of the dinosaurs, and show everyone in your English class what your vision of hell looked like. Junior year came around and it was the first time you had free rein to choose your electives. Did you choose wisely? When you started spending endless evenings and nights on the field or in the band hall, in the theater or the AVP room, with Mr. Flowers or in the journalism rooms. Do you remember when you started to say goodbye to seniors and realized that your turn was fast approaching? Then the 2020 school year arrived and you were finally seniors. You started the year over high school and already ready to move on in your lives. But still you followed tradition and tried to convince the freshmen that the green hallway really existed. You cheered for your own at football games and volleyball matches, only to learn toward the end of fall that you would be the last graduating class of Jaguars from LASA. This was just the start of the roller coaster ride that would propel you through the remainder of your senior year. The perfectly laid out plan that was to be your spring semester was gone in a flash. The perfectly laid out plan that was to be your spring semester was gone in what I am sure to many felt like a flash. You planned to go to prom, play a prank, skip one day, and spend the last month of high school walking the halls. Although, to be fair, some of you got a head start on that in the fall. It is no one's fault, but you were robbed of so many senior traditions. But although it may feel as though this is now the identity of everyone who graduated in 2020, I encourage you to not let yourself be defined by this. You are an historic class, and you are living in historic times, a time that is asking all of us to reflect on what we believe and what we stand for. As you have seen over the last few months, life will test you. You will continually have the opportunity to make decisions. What do you believe? What injustices keep you awake at night? When your children, grandchildren, nieces or nephews ask you what it was like during the tumultuous days at the beginning of the 20s, what will you say? Will you talk to them of how you stood up and proclaimed Black Lives Matter? How you marched for the right for people to be true to who they are regardless of the gender they were assigned at birth? The influence you had on immigration policy, or the difference you made in how we protect our planet. I hope the time you spent within the color-coded halls of LASA High School has given you the courage to be yourself, the patience to listen to all sides of an argument, and the belief that it is only through struggle that real learning or change can take place. I'll date myself by admitting that I'm a huge Velvet Underground fan. Recently, I heard an interview with Lou Reed's widow where she talked about one of their last conversations together. She said, "The day before Lou died, we were out swimming in the pool, looking at the trees, and he was floating and saying, 'You know, I am just so susceptible to beauty.' My wish for each of you is that you allow yourself to always be susceptible to that which is wonderful about this world. It's easy to get lost in what is ugly and horrible and beat yourself up over people not being as perfect as you want them to be. But as you work tirelessly to change that which is wrong with our society, I hope that you always remain open to joy, to love, to friendship, and yes, to beauty. Because if you can, then joy, love, friendship, and beauty will always be in your life. And those are the things that will sustain you when everything else looks bleak. It's no secret how much each of you have sacrificed in order to attend LASA. But you may never walk through the front doors of school again as a student, but know you will always be welcome back as part of the LASA family. Moms and dads, I know that for some of you it must feel as if you too are graduating, over and over again. Don't worry, you will always be part of the LASA family as well. You have raised some incredible children, and I thank you for sharing them with us."
Thank you, Ms. Crescenzi, for that wonderful message.
Hey, Adri, do you see anything different about me?
No. Did you get a piercing I can't see?
No, I've been growing my beard for 2 months now. I'm trying to grow a full Lowenstern. His face is my idol.
Well, keep trying, buddy.
By the way, I hate these formal clothes. They're so itchy and annoying.
Ugh, I totally agree. Why don't we change into our pajamas? It's almost bedtime. And who dresses up for Zoom calls anyways?
I know. If you're watching from home, send in a picture of you in your pajamas for a special prize of Mr. Lawhead's extra brown t-shirt that he stores in his classroom just in case, or Mr. Jernay's personal stuffed brain.
Upload them to tinyurl.com/LASAPJs and we'll announce 2 winners at the end of the night.
Anyways, I don't know about y'all, but one of the things I remember from freshman year is my freshman bio class. Hey, Adri, I got a question.
What?
What's the powerhouse of the cell?
Mitochondria? I learned that from the great Miss Salinas. How could I ever forget?
Yeah. Speaking of her, please welcome the second speaker of the evening, Miss Salinas.
One, two, three. Oh, Miss Salinas. Oh, Miss Salinas. Oh, Miss
Thank you for that introduction and for actually remembering something that I said. The University Interscholastic League Scholar Award was created to recognize and honor those students who have shown the ability and demonstrated the discipline necessary to perform academically and yet participate in extracurricular activities. This award restates the commitment of the UIL to academic excellence through competition. These awards are given to the top 10% of graduating seniors who participated in at least one UIL activity, including academic, athletic, or fine arts, during their high school years. We will recognize our UIL Scholar Award recipients on the following slide. The United States Presidential Scholars Program is a program of the Department of Education that recognizes the academic achievements of distinguished U.S. citizens graduating from high school. It is described as one of the nation's highest honors for high school students in the United States of America. The U.S. Presidential Scholars Program was established in 1964 to recognize and honor distinguished graduating seniors. Scholars are chosen based on academic and artistic success, leadership, and involvement in school and community. Our U.S. Presidential Scholars are Feiyu Chen, Camille Cao, and Aditya Kumar. Congratulations.
Congrats to all those UIL winners. LASA students really go above and beyond. Sam, are you there? Sam, what are you doing?
I'm just watching this new Netflix show called Indian Matchmaking. I don't know if you heard of it.
Indian matchmaking? Why are you watching a Netflix show right now?
Haven't you heard? Finding love isn't only hard for LASA students, but also LASA faculty. You can watch Mr. Ganesan try to find his better half, but on Netflix.
Wow. Now I think I'll stay up after this to watch that. I bet I could get some tips from Mr. Ganesan.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome. Anyway, our next speaker is Andy.
Don't you mean Mr. Paulson?
Oh no, we're good friends. We're on a first name basis.
Oh, I don't know about that. Anyways, allow us to introduce Mr. Paulson, who will be giving out the National Merit Awards for tonight.
Me and Mr. Paulson, we got a thing going on.
Hello seniors, Mr. Paulson here. Sure do miss y'all. I'm sure everybody has their ID. If you don't, we'll wait a few seconds while you get it out of your backpack. This is the part of the ceremony where if we were in person, you would receive your cords. You know, the cords. Emails. Chords and music. I don't know if anybody got that in the emails. This year you all had to drive up to the parking lot to receive your cords. So that's how you receive them this year. LASA boasts over 100 National Merit finalists, semifinalists, commended scholars, National Hispanic scholars, and National Merit Scholarship recipients. We will recognize the following National Merit Commended Scholars on the following slides. The National Hispanic Recognition Program honors Hispanic students based on their performance on the PSAT. The following slides contain a list of National Hispanic Recognition Program honors. We will now recognize our National Merit finalists and semifinalists. Semifinalists must fulfill additional requirements and advance to the finalist level of the competition to be considered for a scholarship. Semifinalists advance to finalist standing by submitting SAT scores that confirm their earlier PSAT and MSQT performance, having an outstanding academic record, and being endorsed and recommended by a high school official. They also must submit an application that includes high school courses and grades, extracurricular and volunteer activities, and a self-descriptive essay. The information that is collected about each semifinalist is used later in the process to choose scholarship winners. The following slides contain the National Merit finalists and semifinalists. Congratulations.
Okay, Vapors, the coast is clear. You know, Avik, there's so much hidden talent in the LASA class of 2020.
I know. I was so excited to see my classmates showcasing their musical talents at Coffee House this year.
Hey, Avik, I have a joke.
Oh my God, what?
Who is Einstein's favorite rapper?
I don't know.
MC Hammer.
That is, without a doubt, the worst joke I've ever heard in my life. Before Adri comes up with another one, please allow us to introduce some real talent. Richa Boppuri performing Muse's Pressure.
trapped in my box, up against the wall. I see no solution or exit out. I'm grinding it out, no one can see. Pressure's growing up exponentially. I'm trying to keep up to speed with you. Ain't changing absolutely. I'm hitting the ground and I'm sprinting. I'm falling behind and now I'm tilting out. Don't push me. Don't push me. Let me get off the ground. See, you're no longer found. Don't stop me. Don't choke me. I need you out of my head. You got me close to the edge. I'm feeling the pressure, I can't breathe out. No one can hit me, scream and shout. Get out of my face, out of my mind. I see your corruption and I'm not blind. I'll carry the burden and take the tray. And when I am done, I'll make you pay. Don't push me. Don't push me. Let me get off the ground. Till I'm no longer found. Don't hurt me. Don't hurt me. I need you out of my head. You got me close to the edge. Pressure building. Don't push me. Don't push me. Let me get off the ground. Till I'm no longer found. Don't stop me. Don't block me. I need you out of my head. You got me close to the edge. Pressure building.
Absolutely amazing. That was an awesome performance. Thank you so much, Richa.
Hey, Sam. While I'd usually tell you and our audience to hide their phones in preparation for our next guest, Miss Czaplinski, today we are finally free, and I encourage you all to bring out your phones.
What are you talking about, Anaya?
Sam, you know what time it is.
Yeah, it's time to start one of our contests. Folks, visit tinyurl.com/college swag to submit photos of all of your college swag. And whoever has the most, according to our judges, will win Miss Karch's kendama or Miss Pettigrew's Teddy Roosevelt coloring book.
And thanks to everyone who does submit pictures. Stay tuned for who needs to bust out their crayons or their hand-eye coordination.
Great job. For our next guest, please welcome Miss Czaplinski.
One, two, three, four. Ooh la la, ooh la la, ooh la la, ooh la la, Czaplinski.
Parents and guests, we are happy to share that the senior class was awarded over $47 million in scholarships from various colleges and universities. Those students who reported a 4-year total of $120,000 or more for a single scholarship or the equivalent of full tuition at the school they will attend will be recognized today. We will recognize the Big Check scholars in the following slides.
Congratulations to all the amazing scholarship recipients this year. Speaking of money, Avik, if you had $1 million, how would you spend it?
I think I would buy Mr. Croston his very own otter ranch, where he could live out his days in utter bliss.
Oh, that's so sweet. Hey, Avik, I have another joke.
What?
What dance do all astronauts know?
I don't know, Adri. What?
The moonwalk.
That's actually a good one. Speaking of dancing, please welcome Ananya Venkateswaran, Arushi Harkawat, Ashita Sangani, Salma Bora, Vidya Anem, Ashna Bansali, and Nisha Tripathi performing a Bollywood dance.
It's going to be really refreshing seeing the actual dance group after all the TikTok dance.
अब आओ मेरे पास रह जाओ मेरे साथ प्रेमनिया मौसम छे हो गई रात मन भूलो बदीवार प्रेमनिया मौसम छे अब आओ मेरे पास रह जाओ मेरे साथ प्रेमनिया मौसम छे मिल जाए मुझको अगर साथ तेरा तो भूलूं मैं सारा तारा रंगीला तारा रंग वेद जुए तारी बात छोगाला तारा ओए छबीला तारा ओए रंगीला तारा रंग वेद जुए तारी बात रे छुप छुप के तुम्हें देखा मैं करूं सारी सारी रात सारी सारी रात
छुप छुप के मुझे देखा तू कर सारी सारी रात सारी सारी रात
मिल जाए मुझको अगर साथ तेरा तो भूलूं मैं सारा जहां छोगाला तारा छबीला तारा रंगीला तारा रंग वेद जुए तारी बात छोगाला तारा ओए छबीला तारा ओए रंगीला तारा रंग वेद जुए तारी बात रे
Great job, you guys. Wonderful dance performance. Almost as good as Mr. Wong's swing dancing.
Yeah, it was really amazing. Hey, Naya, what do you think is the craziest thing you've ever heard a LASA teacher say?
Oh my goodness. There's so many good ones, especially for Mr. Davis. But I think just walking near Mr. Reisinger's classroom is bound to produce some goodies.
Well, I agree, but why don't we ask our audience? Type in the craziest thing you've heard LASA teachers say, and we'll be giving out prizes to the 2 best lines. You'll be receiving a book of dad jokes from Mr. Olenchek's personal library or a kite from Miss Moore's ceiling.
So take a second to type in the chat and our judges will decide who is best. Sam, do you remember any good zingers from teachers?
Yeah, I think I might remember one. Hey, Anaya, what did the biotechnologist wear on his date?
What?
Designer jeans.
Oh my gosh, classic Mr. Olenichek. Let's see what people have been saying in the chat. Crack is whack. I think that's a pretty good one. Well, those are some real zingers spanning across all departments. Well, aside from the crazy things teachers say, they also give us an education that we'll remember, fondly or not, for the rest of our lives.
Yeah, and for one last gift of education, here's Mr. Guayo and other faculty to present book awards.
In May of 2008, we instituted the Department Book Awards at Senior Salute. The purpose of these awards were to honor students who had shown during their 4 years at LASA growth, interest, passion for the various disciplines that we hold dear to our hearts. The following students have been selected as this year's honorees for the Department Book Awards. As each teacher introduces and speaks about each student, please know that we are so proud of you for your accomplishments and that you are truly deserving of this year's Department Book Awards.
Good afternoon or evening, class of 2020. I'm Mr. Sharp from the English department, here to present one of the 2 book awards to a graduating senior. Every now and again, a student will read an occasional paper, and by the end of the first paragraph, I am just like the classmates in that I am rapt and impressed. And I realize that my job as a teacher is to get out of the way, to do no harm. And then the process repeated itself with the student for the rest of the year. Whether it was an occasional paper, creative assignment, or even an AP style in-class essay, which you all love and will miss in the next few years, the student brought her immense intelligence and passion for literature to the writing, her understanding of the literature, her questioning of the big ideas and the connections that could be made via the writer's words and her own. And then over the next 2 years, we had many discussions about writing, about books, authors, poets that we both loved and recommended to one another. And I hope that no matter what she chooses to study in college, that she will continue writing, continue embracing her love of reading. Roland Linder, congratulations on this English Department Book Award for 2020. See you guys soon.
Class of 2020, I salute you, at least virtually. I'm here today to present a book award from the English department. We discussed many wonderful candidates this year when making our decision for the 2 recipients of this year's English Department Book Awards. I'm here to present one of those 2 awards. This award goes to a student who is open-minded and open to all that he encounters. He is friendly to all and an active listener, respectfully and attentively listening to the perspectives of all those around him. He's also an active participant, ready every day to think seriously about literature, about society, even on the sleepiest afternoons. He's a critical thinker and a music aficionado, a listener, a creator, even an organizer of musical events. And He has a good sense of humor. There was no division in the joy that he brought, but rather a communal effect to his laughter. His attentiveness fostered discussion, learning, and enjoyment. Thank you for being there, Ari Wagon, for me, for your classmates, and for your school. I proudly present this book award to you. Peace and love, Mr. Harry.
Graduating class of 2020. It was a year. Whatever else they may tell you, there's something you have to know. I have been going to high school graduations for more or less the past 15 years, and that was the coolest graduation I have ever been to. So whatever else may have been taken away, you have that. Also, at least one student had written on their car the senior skip day champions of all time, and I find it hard to believe that there will be any senior class that will top this. That being said, this is the Book Awards, and I have been asked by the CTE department to acknowledge that. My name is Kevin Garcia. I'm the newspaper advisor and one of the easing teachers. And after a lot of discussion, we decided to acknowledge a student that has made a big impact on the senior class. Now, my entire editorial department, and I say my, let me rephrase that, the entire editorial department has been amazing. I'm just a hanger-on with them anyway. But there's a senior who was a big part of the Liberator that was not the lead of the department. He was an editor, but because he had joined us later on, he did not qualify at the time to be one of the lead editors. That being said, Hanifa Manula did a big thing for our department. He was a leader, both when he was a staffer and when he was an editor. And honestly, he was an example that a lot of the underclassmen wanted to strive for, and one that a lot of the upperclassmen were very eager to have as part of the team. So, Hanif, we want to thank you very much for your efforts, and that's why we've chosen to honor you, we being the CTE department, for this book award. Hopefully you'll do well, and you'll use your love of music and take your knowledge of journalism and your skill with writing and go far with it. And I can't wait to hear where you've been, so let us know, okay?
Ready, Charlie? All right. Hi, seniors and families. Happy Senior Salute. I hope that you are doing well. My name is Paige Edwards, and I'm the dance director and yoga teacher here at LASA. This year, I am very excited to present one of the book awards on behalf of the Fine Arts Department. It was very hard for all of us to choose which student to pick, as we all teach such wonderful students within our departments, whether that's in band, orchestra, choir, theater, art, or dance. The award I'm presenting specifically is for one of my dance students that I've had the great joy of working with over the last 2 years. During her time on the team, she has stepped up as a leader for 3 years in a row. She is always one of the first ones into practice and one of the last ones out. And you can really tell that she has a strong love for dance because anytime there was an opportunity for her to perform, she was there. She loves to choreograph as well, and our team couldn't have been as successful as it was this past year and the years before without her help. So it is my great honor and joy to announce this book award will go to Miss Alexandra Unda. We thank you so much for all of your dedication and time you've invested in the dance program specifically, and we hope that you continue to pursue your dreams and your passions, continue to play music as well, as we know that you love that too. And I hope that you enjoy your dance encyclopedia. As you mentioned, as a child, that you love to read encyclopedias. So wish you all the best and congratulations, and salute to you. Hats off.
Hello, LASA families and students. My name is Ludwig Backstrom, and I'm the orchestra director at the LBJ High School Orchestra. I am extremely excited to present the book award for fine arts to a student that not only dedicated all his 4 years to orchestra, he also played the piano, he also composed, and he also helped in the musical. During all these 4 years, I think many of my ideas of orchestra were open to new doors because I was able to use him to write a lot of the compositions for the class. I was also able to help him and trust him with the deadlines that we set for orchestra because he always met our deadlines, although he had a lot of work at school. And let me tell you, our deadlines are really tricky and they're really ambitious. So I will say that the fact that I had the trust and I knew that the student always met short time deadlines and everything on top of all his work says a lot about a person. I am extremely excited to present this award for fine arts to student Ethan Oroshiba. I cannot wait to see you shining in UNT, and I cannot wait to see your compositions moving forward.
Hello, this is Mr. Ramirez, and I am representing the LASA World Languages Department. Now, this year we have 2 very special recipients of our book awards, and they're actually twin sisters, Sofia and Melina Takvorian. So let's get to know a little bit about these girls and what they have meant to our department, what they've done to help our department just flourish with talent. So Sofia worked diligently with Miss Brown in Spanish 3, and so much that she was, just very focused and very determined, and that was really her reputation. She always went the extra mile, and even Miss Brown even considered her as a loyal right hand in her class. Now her sister Melina, even though she was somewhat shy, nonetheless she found her way to stand out. Melina was always trustworthy and a dedicated student and very, very patient with others. The following year, they took the AP class and they even took up to Spanish 6. So as we said, while one was the quiet writer and the unifier, the other one was outspoken advocate and the advocates. And both really just made the class have just a wonderful, wonderful vibe. And they were great in unifying the whole class to put on a great show and just make the class feel great, a great place to be. And of course, they also are members of the Hispanic Honor Society. Both are actually members of the board. So this was a perfect position for both because each was able to plan for the groups and really enjoyed doing that, especially when planning for events. And both really took pride in their different roles. Now, Melina was there to participate in all after-school activities, including advising, LASA parents about Spanish. Sofia was actively recruiting parents at the door, and of course giving presentations to students in Spanish during lunch. So we know that both have taken interest in learning at least 2 additional languages at LASA. I believe sign language and French, maybe? And so, being students that love to learn about languages and are extremely active and very passionate and great at what they do, we felt that they would be great role models and recipients of this year's 2020 Book Awards. So congratulations to Sofia and Melina. Please receive this book award with lots of pride. You girls definitely earned it. Best luck in all of your future endeavors, and we hope to see you soon. Take care.
Hi everyone, Mr. Moody here from the Social Studies Department. I feel quite honored to give the Social Studies Book Award to this amazing young man. This student is Mr. Geography. Hands down, he's the strongest geography student I've ever taught. He's also one of the most humble and mature students I've ever taught, so he'd likely never repeat that. I mean, he won first place in an international map-making competition. That map of the world is hanging in my classroom. It's also hanging in the front LASA office. He also scored 4th in the U.S. Geography Olympiad, cartography and writing sections, not to mention a plethora of other awards and recognitions. He also recently created a YouTube channel called Maps from Memory. So, if you need a hand-drawn map with laser-sharp precision from memory, then he's your man. Champ Turner has always loved geography, stories of other cultures, and maps. And he's given so much of himself to excelling in my classes and every other LASA social studies class. Every LASA social studies teacher speaks so fondly and highly of him. However, Champ has multiple talents, and my Mr. Geography designation isn't meant to gloss over how creative, funny, and artistic this young man is. Champ is also an artist, and I know this first and foremost because of his serial doodling on class assignment. But his doodles are a step ahead of the pack, and trust me, I've seen many, many doodles. But he layers his doodles with humor, with obscure facts, with phrases in foreign languages, with song lyrics, cultural tidbits. I mean, he's turned this into something far more than doodling. And if you haven't seen Champ's map of the temple complex of the Jaguar worshippers, then you're really missing out. He also happens to be a one-of-a-kind performer. There was campus-wide buzz his junior year about his performance hosting the Spanish Honor Society's annual Night of the Stars event. So the verdict's out on your future, Champ, but I know it's going to be bright. The Social Studies Department at LASA has been blessed to watch you grow here, and we're all going to miss you dearly. That said, it's an honor to present you with this year's LASA Social Studies Book Award.
Hi, my name's Kim Pettigrew, and I'm one of the Social Studies Department teachers. It's truly my honor to be one of the people presenting one of the Social Studies Book Awards this year. I have had the pleasure of knowing and teaching Sophia Moore since she was a freshman. I first got introduced to Sophia through Model UN. And if you know Sophia and have ever met her, you know that she is one memorable person, and you can't really ever forget your experiences with her. I didn't get to have her in the classroom until she was a junior when I taught her in APUSH, and turns out having her as a student in class is even more special than just knowing her in the hallway. I will always think back fondly on watching Sophia run out of a conference, a committee room in Model UN to tell me about who she's plotted to assassinate, as well as the still ongoing argument over whether or not we should have parallel universes in a Model UN conference. I still say no, she still says yes. I wish you the best of luck in all of your future endeavors, Sophia. I know your goal is one day to sit on the court, and I'm sure that'll come to pass, and I can almost guarantee that it'll be one of the most interesting confirmation hearings we've ever had. Good luck, and you'll be missed.
Congratulations, class of 2020. On behalf of the Science Department, we salute you. My name is Nino December, and I'm honored to be presenting the Book Award for the Science Department. After much intense and fraught deliberations, which part of the process included some glassware getting smashed, the Science Department decided to present the Book Award to all students. But unfortunately, we were then informed that we couldn't choose everyone. So after more intense discussions and more glassware getting smashed, the department finally decided that 2 students will be awarded with the highly coveted Science Book Award. These 2 students have demonstrated exemplary attributes throughout their time at LASA. Not only did they meet the LASA standards, but in many ways, they exceeded those standards. Their hard work, their unquenchable thirst for knowledge, their leadership skills, and their drive to help others and create a better environment that extended beyond the walls of LASA ultimately deserve to be recognized. There are so much positive things to say about these 2 individuals. So with that in mind, on behalf of the Science Department, congratulations to Richard Liu and Emily Smith. Don't read all your books at once. Congrats.
Hi LASA, my name is Sarah Harrelson, and I am here to announce the Math Book Award. I'm sure it surprises nobody to find out that LASA is filled with many talented math students. Most years my department is really hard pressed to narrow down to one honoree. This year is a little easier than most, though, because we have a student who not only is a prodigious talent in mathematics, but also has used her 4 years at this high school to create a community of people who love and honor and appreciate the art and beauty of mathematics. So of course, you guys all know that I'm talking about Priya Malhotra. So congratulations, Priya. It is an honor to have been your teacher. Priya is receiving this award not just because she's a force of nature, because she is. She was 14 when she signed up for my linear and multi-class, but also just for the generosity of spirit that she brought to her time here. It was really important to her while she was at LASA that she brought home to her friends the opportunities that she herself had been granted. When she attended a prestigious summer math institute, she wanted to recreate the experience back at LASA, so she formed a club called the Research and Math Club, and y'all, she gave them homework. There were kids in that club doing homework for Priya and then not able to do homework for my class as a result. So I don't even know how she did that. She also, every time she went out and found an award or a scholarship or something that she could apply for herself, she nominated other people, her teachers, her friends. She drags everybody along with her to success. It's very important to Priya, not just that she herself get to immerse herself in mathematics, but that the peace and the joy and the richness of life that math brings to her is something that she reflects back to everybody around her. She's made our school a better place by her presence, and Priya, you're just going to be sorely missed next year. So congratulations, all of my affection, all of my respect and admiration. Go knock 'em dead at Harvard, and I'll see you next year when you come back and let me know how things are going.
Congratulations to all the book award recipients.
Just seeing all those teachers brings up my favorite memories of times I could actually see them in person. Even Mr. Sharp, who is invisible 90% of the time.
Absolutely. My favorite memories from my time at LASA are hanging out in Mr. Croston's room during all my off and not so off periods.
Audience, what about y'all? What has been your favorite memory of school, or maybe even skipping school? Type them in the chat and we'll give 2 winners, Miss Cardinelli's Hitchcock bobblehead or one of Mr. Ganason's calming fidget toys. Anyways, we need to get back to my talent. Do you want to hear another joke?
Sure.
Why is the piano so hard to open? Because the key is inside.
Now let's move on to some real talent. Please welcome our next musical act, Jackson, Eckel, and Raphael Stone performing ACDC's Thunderstruck.
my God, Jackson and Raphael, what a striking performance. That was awesome.
I mean, really, like I've actually seen ACDC live, and that was better. I got to be honest, like that was amazing.
Wow. Well, I decided to crack open this book of dad jokes because I couldn't help myself. I just love Mr. Olnichuk's jokes so much. They strike a special humor chord in my heart. So I'm going to pop one open and read one out to you. This is random. I don't know what is going to come up.
I'm ready.
Okay. A child psychologist had twin boys. One was an optimist, the other was a pessimist. Just to see what would happen on Christmas Eve, he loaded the pessimist's room with toys and games. The optimist's room, he dumped a pile of horse droppings. The next morning, the father found the pessimist surrounded by his gifts, crying. "What's wrong?" the father asked. "I have a ton of game manuals to read. I need batteries, and eventually all my toys will be broken," sobbed the pessimist. Passing the optimist's room, the father saw the boy cheering and dancing for joy around the pile of manure. "Why are you so happy?" he asked. "Well," the boy gushed, "there's got to be a pony in here somewhere."
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Pretty funny.
Yeah.
Hopefully whoever gets it will enjoy the book.
Yeah, I mean, really. Well, it's that time again, y'all. We're ready to give away some more of our teachers' prized possessions.
Yeah. This time, we'd like you to share your quarantine prom pictures, and we'll choose two pictures to receive either a framed picture of Paulson's notorious purple slip.
Right there, y'all. Even signed by Andy.
Signed by Andy. Or Miss Fisher's wooden hand from the art room.
There we go. All right.
Take some time to upload your pictures and give you some time. Okay, that's enough. It's just going to get awkward. Well, thank you so much for submitting your entries when you do. We'll announce the winners at the end of the show.
All right. And next up, we have some familiar teachers joining us for a Zoom call therapy session. This is the senior skit.
Come on, everybody, hand clap your hands. It's time for the senior skit.
Man, I just can't believe these kids are getting another freaking graduation. Like, how many do they need? In my day, we just walked across the stage and that was it. We got our diploma and left. But I guess due to the spike in COVID cases, they need another one.
I feel kind of sad for them. I mean, they had to miss prom and graduation and all the fun stuff that comes at the end. I just hope they're able to have a good freshman year at college.
The biggest crisis has been in the shelters, though. Have you seen the number of dogs that haven't had anything? Everyone needs to adopt a dog right now. That's all I'm saying.
I love being able to spend much more time with my dog now that I'm home. It was always so hard, me being at class and not being able to talk to my puppy. I even had 24-hour surveillance on him.
I hope all of you guys are wearing masks when you guys are going out.
For sure, yeah. Every time I go hiking with my wife, we always make sure to wear masks.
Mine has an American flag straight in the middle.
All right, is everyone here? Okay, well, I'm just gonna kick things off here. I know it's been a long 3.5 years since we gave the class of 2020 their first assembly, but now that they are finally leaving, I just wanted to give some space for everyone to share their thoughts that our overly competitive rowdy class is gone for good.
Where's Ganesan?
Sorry, I think Ganesan is out filming his other Netflix documentary.
I hope no one is watching TV in the background.
Oh, it's mid-season on the Bassmaster Elite Series. I'm going to set this one up with 2 words.
Ellie, is that you?
Sport. That's where it's all going down, the Toyota Bassmaster Texas Fest for 2019.
Kevin, can you turn your video on?
No, it's for self-protection. There have been an awful lot of young people outside. I don't want them to know where I live. Ugh, gosh darn, eye roller 243.
They already know where you live.
I don't know, you guys. I have a feeling I'll miss this class more than others. They always had the best tea for me when they were hall walking and it was always so good.
Ugh, hall walking.
Takes one to know one.
Oh gosh dang nerds. Now we can finally make LASA great again. They just needed some more individualism, you know? Rugged individualism is what built this country, and if you don't have any, then you don't know any United States history.
Yep, there it is. All right, Rising, that's... I'm gonna have to add you to the F-bomb list for that one.
I don't care, you lion, dog-faced pony soldier. You know, back in my day, there was no snowflakes and cancel culture. You could just say anything, and there was not all this sensitivity. Things are just too much these days. I can't deal with all the liberals and their niceties.
Back to the subject at hand. I think that the class of 2020 had unique circumstances that both hindered and helped them. They were LASA's first class of over 300 students. They didn't have some interesting questions, to say the least, but they also weren't the biggest cheaters we've seen before. Matt, you're unmuted.
Sorry.
I'm a little bummed, honestly. I was already rewriting lyrics for God's Plan for this year's talent show, and I never got the chance to perform it. But at least the class of 2020 will stop crudely drawing on my whiteboard and calling me weird nicknames. Also, I need to clear the record. I'm not a millennial as many times as you call me one, so stop. Anyways, I can finally have a peaceful lunch now without a cardboard appreciation club meeting in my room.
Guys, why are we only here? We are so behind schedule on this meeting already. I went over our schedule and I'm almost done correcting the mistakes in formatting. Just a little bit more.
Thank you for that. All right, I would say this has been a productive meeting. I think it was very cathartic for us to express our thoughts. I hope everyone enjoys the summer, coming up with an online curriculum for this fall.
What did I miss?
That was so funny. I am so proud of all the kids that went into making this skit to literally keep holding up this tradition. It was absolutely amazing.
Hey, Adri, what are you most excited about post-graduation?
To finally get my own dinosaur and create my own Jurassic Park.
Okay. And with that, let's move on to another tradition. Every year, Mr. Ed Davis presents a few select students with his Who's Who award. You know, Adri, Mr. Davis once told me that he didn't know how to check his email, so I was a little worried when he was presenting this year's award virtually.
Haha, let's just hope he's a little bit more tech savvy tonight.
Ladies and gentlemen, the marvelous Dr. Ed.
Two, three, four. Welcome Ed Davis. 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 Welcome Ed Davis.
Okay. Hello to the 2020 graduates of LASA. I'm here to present the Who's Who Awards. So you're asking, what are the Who's Who Awards? The Who's Who Awards are presented to seniors who have devoted their time and effort outside of academics. These individuals are chosen by the LASA staff, not only for their countless hours of school involvement, but for their dedication to school extracurricular activities. We select a group of seniors with special recognition for the top two students. To date, they are known as Mr. and Ms. LASA. The following students are being presented with the Who's Who Award. Audrey Hefferman, Diana Nyok Baptista, Ben Appel, Elizabeth Myers, Aaron Boo, David Stout, Max Ledesma, Rachel Piran, Ava Longi, Wynn Philpott, Alex Barrera Waters, Ari Wagon, Champ Turner, Sophia Moore, Sammy Alvarez, Sean Hall, Emma Roland Linder, Priya Malhotra. Our top rank Who's Who award goes to Miss LASA Zenith Jahid, Mr. LASA Evan Hagg. Congratulations to all, and have a great rest of the summer, and have a great year next year in college.
Congratulations, Zenith and Evan. And Mr. Davis, it's so good to see your face again. I'll definitely be missing that next year.
Yeah, we're going to miss a lot of our teachers. Every year, the faculty makes a film to highlight the parts of LASA we'll be sure to miss.
And even though this year was cut short, our wonderful teachers and staff still found a way to let us see them all one last time. The best part is we won't have to awkwardly laugh at their cringy jokes. Just remember to put yourself on mute so they can't hear the deafening silence.
I'll be sure to do that. Without further ado, the LASA faculty film.
One, two, three. Come on everybody, what do you want to see? It's a faculty film for you and me.
Hello, it's nice to see all of you. If you have a phone out, could you please put it away? Just not flipped over on like your desk or your coffee table or an armchair, just so you're not distracted by it as we get started on interesting stuff. Greetings and congratulations to LASA's graduating class of 2020. There are these two young fish swimming along, and they happen to meet an older fish swimming the other way, who nods at them and says, "Morning, boys. How's the water?" And the two young fish swim on for a bit, and then eventually one of them looks over at the other and goes, "What the hell is water?" This is a standard requirement of U.S. commencement speeches, the deployment of didactic, little parable-ish stories. The story thing turns out to be one of the better, less bullshitty conventions of the genre. But if you're worried that I plan to present myself here as the wise, older fish explaining what water is to you younger fish, please don't be. I am not the wise older fish. The point of the fish story is merely that the most obvious, important realities are often the ones that are hardest to see and talk about. Stated as a standard English sentence, of course, this is just a banal platitude. But the fact is that in the day-to-day trenches of adult existence, banal platitudes can have a life or death importance, or so I wish to suggest to you on this dry and lovely morning.
Everyone always talks about how they're really going to love their job. And I hate to break it to you, but the truth is, no one loves their job all the time. It's just not something that happens. There are days when you're going to come into work because you're getting paid to come into work, not because you enjoy what you're doing. And to want to enjoy what you're doing 100% of the time, it's going to be a really hard goal to meet. So instead, here's some advice that I was given that's really helped me out. Love your job 2.6 days a week. Just slightly more than majority. As long as it's more than 2.6 days a week that you enjoy your job, that you're not ripping your hair out, then it's a good job. You're not going to love it the whole time. And it's okay, because there are aspects of every job that people hate. For instance, if you've had me in class, you know I hate paperwork. But that's part of my job. So shoot for that goal. Enjoy it the majority of the time, and you'll be much happier.
Congratulations on your wonderful This is boring next. Okay, you face certain challenges, that's boring next. Oh, the places you'll get it's dumb next. Next. Blah, blah. Blah, blah, blah. Insert joke. Blah, blah, blah. Say somebody's name. Hi, Bryson. Blah, blah, blah.
Find what you believe in and stick with it. And remember that donuts are an important part of every meal.
Make sure to spend time doing the things that make you happy. And more importantly, make sure you spend time with the people that make you happy. But most importantly, make sure to stay safe out there.
Be as kind and forgiving as you can with everyone. It makes the world a better place, and it's good practice for when you need to be kind and forgiving with yourself. If you're thinking about it, even a little, go ahead and buzz your hair. It feels great, and you're not going bald, no matter what anyone says.
Just want to remind you of the quote that we have hanging in our college center. College is a match to be made, not a prize to be won. You got to remember that you already won. You got in. Now you got to figure out the matchmaking side of things. And take it from me, matchmaking isn't easy.
Focus less on impressing others and more on impressing yourself. If you find yourself tempted to make a bad decision, first, make sure there's someone else around you can blame it on.
I've always loved the Maya Angelou quote. I've learned that people will forget what you said, people will forget what you did, but people will never forget how you made them feel. So in the interest of that, be kind to others and also be kind to yourself. Here are 3 rules to live by. Never get less than 12 hours of sleep. Never play cards with a guy who has same first name as a city. And never get involved with someone who has a tattoo of a dagger on their body. You stick to that, everything else is cream cheese.
Blah. Alright, this is not working for me. I still feel the same way about cats. I don't know why, but I still love coffee. So there's that. When you're at college, for the next few years, take care of yourselves. Take care of your physical self. You're going to have more free time than you know what to do with. Go outside. Get some exercise. Take care of your mind. Again, free time. Read a book for pleasure. Read extra books for class. Maybe write from time to time. Is this still funnier than Paulson? Yeah? Okay, great. Have we mentioned SciTech yet? Yeah? Oh, projects? Check? Yeah? Okay, great. Wonderful, thank you.
When you have no one else, you always have music, movies, and art. Always try to make the world better, not worse. Like whoever invented LED headlights. Much worse.
So a little wisdom from one of my favorite writers, Ralph Waldo Emerson. This is from Self-Reliance. He says, what I must do is all that concerns me, not what the people think. This rule, equally arduous and actual and in intellectual life, may serve for the whole distinction between greatness and meanness. It's the harder because you will always find those who think they know what is your duty better than you know it. And it's easy in the world to live after the world's opinion. It's easy in solitude to live after our own. But the great man is he who in the midst of the crowd keeps with the perfect sweetness of the independence of solitude.
What she said.
You should make sure you get enough sleep, be patient, open to change, and always eat lots of Oreos.
All right, seniors, my piece of advice is actually twofold. One is flexibility. I think we're all showing that very clearly, how to be flexible, especially during this pandemic. Hopefully this will end soon and we come back. My second piece of advice would be supportive. Let's support one another. Let's be active and let's support everybody instead of looking to lay blame and be supportive. That's my big piece. Something that helps me be flexible and supportive is I like to listen to the Doobie Brothers. Michael McDonald. Can't go wrong. Good luck, y'all.
I could give you lots of advice, but that would be predictable. That would not be fun. So what can I tell you about college? Enjoy it, no matter what it ends up being. Take care of yourselves. That thing that you're always on in class where we can't see you, it makes phone calls. It really does. Call your parents when you're at college without asking them. They'll appreciate it. And they'll let you come home and do laundry. It's a win-win right there. I have nothing else to say.
So if you've ever sent me an email and I've responded, I've already tried to share these words with you, but I believe them. They're from Brendan Burkhardt. You cannot control everything in life. Obviously, we're in a pandemic right now, right? And that's why I'm recording these instead of saying them to your face. So let's start again. You cannot control everything in life, but you can control you, who you are being, how you are treating others, what purpose is driving you. Controlling the quality of your character on a day-by-day, interaction by interaction, situation by situation kind of way is what fashions and forms the quality of life you will live and the legacy you will leave. I can't think of any better words that encompass all of it than that. So that's my words of wisdom. I have another set of words of wisdom, double wisdom today. These come from my grandmother, and that is to go to bed on the same day that you got up. It works.
Okay, again, the key to success in college is go to class, do your homework. And the big one is seek help. Don't be shy. Go to the professor. He's there, all alone, ready to help you. Yes, once you make it out of college, don't forget us. Send us a Christmas present.
I know this stuff doesn't sound grand or breezy or wildly inspirational the way a commencement speech is supposed to sound. It is, however, as far as I can see it, the capital T truth with a whole lot of rhetorical niceties stripped away. It is about the real value of a real education, which has almost nothing to do with knowledge and everything to do with simple awareness. Awareness of what is so real, so essential, so hidden in plain sight all around us, we have to keep reminding ourselves over and over, this is water. This is water. It is unimaginably hard to do, to stay awake and aware in the adult world, day in and day out. So it turns out another grand cliche ends up being true. Your education really is the job of your lifetime, and it commences now. I wish you graduates way more than luck. Congratulations, and go Lady Jags.
I can't wait for you to come my way. I've been far away, but I'll keep running just to find a way to you till then.
I've been running from it, tired of running from it, scared of feeling something now, stuck and trying to get up out of this hole. I tried to be strong, I tried to make it work, but I've been feeling too numb. Skies are bleeding on me, why'd you leave me lonely? Feeling wetly stony now, stuck and wonder where I ever went wrong. How could I be strong? I'm fighting for your love.
I don't see light in your love anymore. There ain't no reason to go in the floor. I don't like feelings and feeling like running for something and feeling so out of control. I know that the feelings are gone. I'm spending so much time alone. I'm hoping you pick up the phone and ring me when you wanna stay overnight. My shoulder's right, my baby is all that I want, and I play them all of my favorite songs. That lady is my favorite one. I can't wait for you to come my way. I've been far away, but I'll keep running just to find a way to you till then. I don't see light in your love anymore. There ain't no reason to go in the floor. I don't like feelings and feeling like running for something and feeling so out of control. I know that the feelings are gone. I'm spending so much time alone. I'm hoping you pick up the phone and ring me when you wanna stay overnight. My shoulder's right, my baby is all that I want, and I play them all of my favorite songs. That lady
shining, never fading. He just left you hanging, fiending for your love, all worth it for the waiting. Give you what you need, take you where he wants. Can feel it when we're all alone. Know you're wanting something more. My heart is like an open door. Just ring me when you wanna go. Oh, wait till you're home. Hold a place till you're coming home. Show you where the garden grows. Just ring me when you wanna go. I can't wait for you to come my way. I've been far away, but I'll keep running just to find a way to you till then.
Am I supposed to dance now? Yeah, I'm very fast. At the end of the day, we'll see you soon. Congratulations. Enjoy this. I think I got the technology down now. Maybe. I don't know. Peace, y'all.
That was amazing. Thank you, faculty. Hey, Avik, if you could be any teacher for a day, which teacher would you be?
That's a really hard decision, but if I had to choose, I think it would be Mr. Barnes.
What? Really? I figured you'd want to be Mr. Flowers so you could ride around his Razor scooter in the halls.
I know, but Barnes has that microwave in his room that he never let me touch. We finally calculated the final winners of all the prizes, and we're ready to select the raffle winner, who will be receiving a framed and autographed picture of Scout. And the raffle winner is...
Drum roll.
Marissa Martinez. If you're watching, send us a message. We'll get your prize to you.
Woo-hoo. Now for the rest of our winners.
Give me just one
Both
second.
Instagram. They're
Yeah.
all posted on the LASA 2020 Instagram, so you can see the awesome pictures that people submitted. But our PJ winners go to Liz Reed and Allie Koenig. The college swag goes solely and 100% correctly to Salma Bora. Congrats. The best prom pictures go to Evan Had and Ari Wagon.
Yeah.
The craziest teacher quote, which they're pretty crazy, go to Emma Roloff and Dylan Knight. Congratulations. And favorite memory goes to Sean Hall and Sharish Pendham. Congratulations. Sam?
Good job, y'all.
Hey, congratulations, winners. And keep a lookout for your prizes.
Next, we have another student production by Ethan Oroshiba and Arian Wagon. Ladies and gentlemen, Senior Memories.
Senior memory, they put you down and they make you cry. Sun slowly rises, shining through. My eyes begin to open to the yellow hue. I'm so tired of waking, feeling lonely, hoping things will go back, even if it's slowly. Someplace else new, need to start. night's here to stay. With the future unknown, I'm missing every day. We walked around in empty halls and spent the days in wait for going home and living free and staying up too late. Someplace else new for me to start. So though I don't know where I'm going or how to see it through, life will keep on flowing through me and you. Never see where the sun drifts at night, somewhere out in the sea. And I hope that this gray fog lifts to show you waiting for me. Through me and you. Never see where the sun drifts at night, somewhere out in the sea. And I hope that this gray fog lifts to show you waiting for me. Through me and you. Never see where the sun drifts at night, somewhere out in the sea. And I hope that this gray fog lifts to show you waiting for me.
I would be lying if I said I wasn't about to cry. Well, we're almost getting to the end of our time together as a class, or last time together as a class. While we'll be going in our own different paths, we'll always share a part of our histories together.
It's been quite a good time. For sure, whether or not we like these last 4 years, we all have memories of finishing essays the periods before they were due, Friday night lights, and of course, this pandemic.
Before we welcome Miss Crescenzi to bid us goodbye, congratulations to all of us on accomplishing so much these 4 years. And without further ado, Miss Crescenzi.
Here comes your principal. Oh yeah, yeah. Here comes your principal. Oh yeah, yeah.
Thank you. That's it, our first virtual senior salute. Thank you to the MCs. You made us feel as though we were all in one room together. I don't know about you, but I'm really getting used to these virtual interactions. I even like how it keeps me from having to deal with the squirreliness of adolescence. We know that teenagers love their screens, and I guess I'm starting to like them too. Thank you for joining us this evening. Your magnet endorsements and other certificates will be mailed to you. Feel free to stay on for a slide of each senior with their quote and plans for the future. Have a great evening and a wonderful rest of your summer. Stay safe and healthy. Good night.
Well, that's it for our show. It's time for us four to head out.
We want to thank everyone for coming out. This has been the most fun I've had at a school event since the Chromebook rollout party.
Anyways, have a good night, everyone, and stay safe.
See you all at the reunion.
Is that a thing?
Oh God, I hope not.
Bye,
Bye.
LASA.
They're gonna clean up your looks with all the lies in the books to make a citizen out of you. Because they sleep with a gun and keep an eye on your son so they can watch all the things you do. Because the drugs never work, they're gonna give you a smirk, 'cause they got methods of keeping you clean. They're gonna rip up your heads, your aspirations to shreds, another cog in the murder machine. They said, oh, teenage you got under your shirt. We'll make them pay for the things they did. They said all teenagers scare the living shit out of me. They could care less as long as someone will bleed. Oh, so tuck in your clothes or strike a violent pose. Maybe they'll leave you alone, but not me. Oh, yeah. Mistakes made in motels and parking lots. My friends don't like the friends they've got. It's a shame that it takes me so long to come around sometime. All these hollows and the faces I've passed through, unsure memories stay like a postcard that you sent your future self. Nostalgia fog truth. Don't take me seriously. Don't take me so seriously. Riding shotgun. The girl I love beside me. Tuning cash on the radio. Friends since first grade. In the backseat. Trapped now only by yourself, so don't be. You are trapped now, don't be. Be those small town heroes for one more night.
galaxy skies, down the country roads and the highways. Be those small town heroes for one more night. 'Cause honey, you know that forever we got time.
Long ago and far away, we lived to fight another day. We vanquished our demons and went outside. But not long after, we forgot all the newfound strength we got, so we just fell in place and cried. When you're an ember all alone and you forget what it's like to glow, there's someone who feels the same as you. And they wanna burn big and bright and find their way out of the night. I'm telling you, you can do it too. We sat and almost felt content, but we thought that time was better spent on candy canes and shopping malls and wandering our darkened halls as though we'd find a hidden door. But hidden doors don't set you free. It's best to leave the memories and realize that you want more. When you're a book left on a shelf and you think that you're all by yourself, there's someone who feels the same as you. And they're worried their words will melt and they're the most unread they've ever felt, but I bet they want to share with you. The world felt real just for a sec, but sometimes the beast is at your neck. Yet we are here and it's today, and we're not standing in our yesterday. We're matches waiting to ignite. Untapped potential, that's our name, and nothing will ever be the same, 'cause we made it through the toughest fight. And I still believe, yes I still believe, that everything will be alright in the end. Yes, everything will be alright in the end.